Be railroading on the Great Divide. Nothing around me but the Rockies and the sky. It's there you find me as years go by. I'm railroading on the Great Divide. I used to wake up in the morning there in the shadow of Mount Philo in rural Vermont, up there south of Burlington, in a railroad caboose, actually a scraper car, a large railroad caboose I had bought off of Vermont Central Railroad for $500, put it on 50 feet of track. There, graded. We had a grading party, and we laid the track down, and they craned off the big scraper car and put it down there. I had a Coley LeMay wood stove in there, and a big iron bed, and a jar of water. There was no electricity in the place. Had a hand-cranked Sonora Victrola with old Enrico Caruso records, and it was totally, you're so far away from any roads. It was out in the middle of a pasture. On the side of it was the big monad, said, Great Moncton Ridge, Saratoga, Salt Lake, and Pacific Railroad, all 50 feet of it. When I'd wake up and look out my window, I'd see a big barn at the other side of the meadow. The barn. That was the home of Philo Records. To drive by on that dirt road, Spear Road Extension, you wouldn't know that there was a beautiful recording studio in there, an enormous cavernous place, and that had become the home of traditional music, but all kinds of folk music. Not only music from the deep well of our people's tradition, but music of singer-songwriters who had tapped that tradition and were creating songs that could conceivably flow back into it. In 1914 I started to roam out through Wyoming, no money, no home. And I was a-drifting along with the tide, and I landed out over the Great Divide. Hey, railroading on the Great Divide. Nothing around me but the Rockies and sky. It's there you find me as years go by, railroading on the Great Divide. Ask any old-timer around old Cheyenne, railroading Wyoming is the best in the land. A long steel rail and a short cross tie laid out over the Great Divide. Hey, railroading.
Adjacent to the Union Pacific Main Line, Black Butte Center for Railroad Culture is located at Black Butte, a small rail junction on the outskirts of Weed, California. Their core focus is on railroad culture with inclusive community building, local ecological conservation, sustainable food cultivation, and habitat restoration. At BBCRC, you'll find an outdoor kitchen, a library, a resource center, and a shop, along with two 1920s-era boxcars that are used as exhibit halls and performance spaces. Since their establishment in 2007, BBCRC is dedicated to preserving and promoting railroad culture by documenting and furthering the art, music, literature, community, and work of those who historically and in modern times travel or work on the railroads of North America. But it's always about the trains, and a train yard just wouldn't be complete without a caboose. At Black Butte, you'll find 3 fully restored cabooses, along with a rail car that is currently undergoing restoration. Here we are at the southwest corner of the property. This is the future home of the Bruce, Utah Phillips Library. From this spot, you have views of Black Butte Plug Dome Volcano, Mount Eddy, and to the east, at over 14,000 feet, Mount Shasta. Black Butte has always held a special place in my heart. Train people, train workers, every kind of train culture you'd ever want to find in one spot, and all doing the good work. So there you have it. I do hope you decide to make a donation and join us in making the Bruce Utah Phillips Library a reality.
Be railroading on the Great Divide. Nothing around me but the Rockies and sky. It's there you find me as years go by. I'm railroading on the Great Divide.